All right, so welcome to a little Shortcuts Beer with Pleasant Strangers beer review. This is a solo review, late at night. Going to totally Solodome something tonight because I kind of have to. I have no choice, right? Said, I'm sure that I did have a choice, but I'm choosing to say I didn't have a choice because I'm going to Solodome Byzantine Vision tonight. I have to open this and find out if it's still good and drink it so that I can take the bottle to Bottle Logic this weekend and exchange it for a brand new full bottle of Jam the Radar. So for those of you, if anyone doesn't know, Byzantine Vision was a delicious, super tasty beer. It's actually a barrel-aged Baltic porter. They aged it in bourbon barrels. They finished it with honey, hazelnuts, pistachios, and walnuts because they were going for baklava. That was the flavor profile they were going for with it. I mean, they did a good job. It tastes like baklava. 10.7%. So I mean, it's pretty decent, like decently strong. Pretty tasty. It was great off the bat. But what happened, unfortunately, that Bottle Logic didn't realize, and no one realized for it was probably at least a month before we started hearing rumors, was that during the brewing process they hadn't been able to fully pasteurize, or sanitize the nuts that they treated the beer with, or that they finished the beer with. The nuts were so dense, and it basically didn't reach the center of the nut pile, and so then the nuts had some bugs in them, some lactobacillus, I think, and so, AKA infected beer, which is the gross word to use, I think. But when beer nerds get together and they taste a beer and they think it's got an off flavor, be it some actual off flavor that's like diacetyl or something like that, like they're like, it's infected. Like, so long story short, Bottle Logic took an interesting approach and decided to make things right by saying, okay, bring a bottle in. If it's empty, you can get a gift card. If you bring it in April, now it's May. If you bring it in May, you can exchange it for a bottle of Jam the Radar, empty or full. So I, of course, have already recycled a bottle. Sad day. Bottles getting reconstituted somewhere in a recycling facility. But this one, I still had one unopened bottle that I was saving for science to see what happened with it. So now I'm going to open it. So here we go. Let's just crack this thing open. Well, there was very little of a hiss or pop or anything when it came out. When I got my bottles, I put two of them in a dark closet, as a lot of people would, I think, with their beer cellars, and then I put one in a fridge right away, and I drank that one, shared it with some friends, and then I took another one out of the cellar and stuck it in the fridge in the other one's place, and then I shared that one. And then I put this one in there. So this one's been in refrigeration for a month and a half. But it was in, room temperature in a dark place for probably a month or two. So it doesn't smell too weird. There's a lot of foam. Some people were saying that the off flavors gave it like a Dr. Pepper-y kind of extra twinge. This is a lot more head than I remember it ever having. Any of the other times I opened it, there was nowhere near this much just foam. pretty much at serving temperature right now. It's around the vicinity of 50 degrees. It could be a little warmer, but yeah, no, I don't really find anything too. I think it's got a tiny little bit of zip that wasn't there before. It's definitely got some extra zip and a little bit of it is a little apple green appley, very faint. Well, not faint, but it's there. It's there more on the nose than on the flavor. That I'm smelling it more. Well, Byzantine Vision, still good. I think showing early signs. This bottle is showing early signs. It definitely wasn't a gusher or anything like that, which I've seen a few videos of people popping them open and they started foaming out straight out the top. So I know that it definitely could have been a different story here today, and with my computer right here. Anyway, all right, there you go. Still tastes pretty good. Still kind of tastes like an apple fritter. It has that appley flavor going on in it. Sweet, kind of gooey cinnamon, the nuts and stuff like that. But it's definitely got like a little tiny bit of like a twinge of a tart. I can see what people are saying about like the Dr. Pepper notes going on. Kudos to Bottle Logic for being good sports about the exchange program for this. One unintended consequence of which was that the trade value of empty bottles of Byzantine Vision suddenly became a thing, which I thought was kind of funny. I'm just bringing in mind the ones I originally brought up. So, looking forward to getting some Jam the Radar this weekend. Oh well, this is the price I have to pay. Cheers, and thanks for tuning into this little shortcut beer review. Tune in next time for another episode of Beer with Pleasant Strangers, and in the meantime, don't be a stranger.